Hello. I'm Chris with the Legacy team, and you can probably guess what we're going to produce today. This is a beast of a Newel post. It's a column for a staircase baluster, and we're going to produce it on the Legacy Maverick CNC system. This is pretty exciting because we pretty much maxed out the swing diameter limitation of the system, so let's go see how it's done. The Maverick CNC systems have a maximum swing diameter in the turning center of 10 inches. This blank is a little over 7 inches by 7 inches square, so the corners were really pushing the limits of that swing diameter of the turning centers. To make it fit within the turning center, I had to soften the corners with a trim router, removing about an 1/8 inch of material on each corner. So you might ask that why didn't you remove these corners on a table saw to speed up the process? And the full width of this corner that would have to be cut on the table saw is over 3.5 inches, which is deeper than what my table saw can handle in a single cut. So I would have to do a double cut, flipping each corner into the blade, so I'd have 8 separate cuts. So by the time I would have to set up the table saw and make those cuts, it took about the same amount of time to remove these corners that you're seeing here, which is why this is the first process of turning it into an 8-sided part. With the corners removed, we can now use the same 1.25" surfacing cutter to machine the shape of the finished part. First, you can see these surfacing areas taking place along 8 sides in 3 different sections along the length of the column. You may notice that during the surfacing routine that the cutter is not only traveling as much as possible along the length of the grain, but it's also performing each cut as a climb mill cut to reduce tear out. These optimized tool paths automatically take place within our Conversational CAM Pro software. Using the same 1.25" surfacing cutter, we can quickly remove all the round sections of the column. These turning round tool paths remove a majority of the material in preparation for the final cutters to take place. To achieve the same milling advantages as the surfacing techniques, you will notice that the stock rotates in 2 different directions to make sure the surfacing cutter is climb milling along each exposed edge. This again is to eliminate tear out and give us a finer finish. With the general shapes of the column complete, the rest of the cutters will produce the final details of the design. For example, coves and beads are being produced at single locations using classic cove cutters and round over cutters. Again, you may notice that the stock rotates in different directions to ensure that climb milling is taking place on the critical edges of these profile cuts. As was stated earlier, all of this is controlled within Legacy's Conversational CAM Pro software. After completing each of these turning profiles, the final turning techniques will be contour turning to give us custom shapes along these round sections. A majority of these larger contours are being turned with this 1¼ core box cutter, whereas this final contour is being produced by this 1/8 inch tapered ball cutter. This allows us to get into corners to create fine details. This 52-inch spindle that's over 7 inches in diameter took just about an hour to produce with 6 cutter profiles. After some research, we found that Newel posts of similar design and sizes cost between $650 and $850 per spindle.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that cutting demonstration. This was pretty awesome to watch. With that dust chute open, I got completely smeared with sawdust, so I got a mess to clean up. Anyway, if you are interested in seeing what a Legacy CNC can do for you, check out our website at legacywoodworking.com. You can also talk to one of our CNC experts by calling 801-491-0010. If you'd like to see more cutting demonstrations like these, you can always click right over there. I think you know what to do when it comes to liking, subscribing, check the notification box so you can be notified when new videos like these come out. And if you have any questions or would like to leave a comment, right down below. As always, thanks for watching, and remember, Legacy solves more woodworking problems than any other CNC manufacturer in the industry.